Hello Quizheads, welcome to Takeaway Trivia, episode number 187. I'm Leon, your quizmaster from Hereford UK, and this is your pub quiz in a podcast. Coming away, 4 rounds of pub quiz style trivia. Before we dive in, let's look at the shout-outs. Hello to Matt Green, Nikki and Cameron, who are listening while driving in Queensland up the Great Dividing Range. Sounds like a fantastic trip, safe travels, and great to hear listening to Takeaway Trivia on your voyages. Laura says hello from New Zealand. She is listening as they pot up hundreds of plants for a nursery in Woodend, New Zealand, alongside teammates Dave, Karen and Sally. Hello, gang. Lorraine Brown says, my partner Cameron turns 30 on October the 22nd. Could you give him a birthday shout out? Happy birthday. Beth Gray in Glasgow wants to wish partner Gary a happy birthday. They listen every Monday. Gary, happy birthday. Alice and Andy are listening in South Wales here in the UK. Luke from Perth, Western Australia, wants to say hello to girlfriend Lindsay on her Tuesday morning commute. And finally, Paul says, hi there, greeting from West Yorkshire. Can you give a shout out to the giggers, please? Hello! A quick pit stop into the correction section before we move on.
Correction section.
And hello to long-time listener Liz Wallaker. It's good to have you on board. Good to hear you're still listening. A correction for last week's episode. Euros in Spain were introduced in 2002, not 2000. So yes, Liz is correct. The Euros replaced the peseta in circulation in 2002, although they were adopted by financial institutions in 1999, just to further muddy the water. But thank you, Liz, for the correction section. Shout out. Okay, what's coming up in this week's edition? 15 questions on the final fling await you. I've got a round of Clued Up. We'll be delving into food and drink in round number 2, but let's start at the beginning. Put the kettle on and let's fire up general knowledge. I've got a hot mug of tea and I've got even hotter trivia. It's time for round number 1 of this week's Takeaway Trivia. It is your general knowledge 10 questions. Here we go. Number 1. Who is the current Prime Minister of Israel? So number 1, as of October 2023, who is the Prime Minister of Israel? Number 2, what is the name of the chain of hotels featured in the film John Wick that are safe havens for assassins? So number 2, what is the name of the chain of hotels from the John Wick films that are safe havens for assassins? Number 3, what are the large black birds that live in the Tower of London? Number 3, what are the large black birds that live in the Tower of London? What type of birds are they? Number 4, in The Wizard of Oz, which animal was seeking courage? Number 4, in The Wizard of Oz, which animal was seeking courage? Number 5, according to legend, which bird delivers newborn babies? What do they mean, legend? Number 5, according to legend, which bird delivers newborn babies? Number 6, what is the medical name for the shin bone? Question 6, what is the medical name for the shin bone? Number 7, in which European country would you find the Pindus Mountains? So number 7, in which European country would you find the Pindus Mountains? Number 8, Doc Hudson, Mater and Fillmore are all characters from which Disney films? Number 8, Doc Hudson, Mater and Fillmore are all characters in which Disney films? Number 9, which rock band's most recent album is titled But Here We Are? Number 9, which rock band's most recent album is titled But Here We Are? And number 10, according to legend, upon how many hills was Rome built? Number 10, according to legend, upon how many hills was Rome built? That's your 10 questions for this week's general knowledge. That's round 1 done. I'll have the answers for those after round number 2. But before that, here's a quick break. I hope you're enjoying takeaway trivia so far. Now, have you ever fancied making your own podcast? Well, the great news is that Spotify has got a platform that lets you make one super easy, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcast right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. You don't have to have the flashiest mic. You can just use your phone, your tablet, or just a simple USB microphone, something like that. You can then distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available, and with Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. Do you know what? I highly recommend it. I've really enjoyed my journey over the last 3 years, going from that first episode, which was just intended for a few regulars that visited my pub quiz, to the latest episodes, which are being listened to by people all over the world. If you want to give it a go, I highly recommend it. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Good luck. Now, on with the quiz. Welcome back to Takeaway Trivia. If you're not feeling hungry right now, you might do after this round. Round number 2 is 10 questions all about food and drink. Let's go. Number 1. What type of fish is used in the making of Worcestershire sauce, the enemy of Americans everywhere? They never know how to pronounce it. Worcestershire sauce. That's number 1. What type of fish is used in the making of Worcestershire sauce? Number 2, Cavendish, Orinoco and Ladyfinger are all varieties of which fruit? Number 2, Cavendish, Orinoco and Ladyfinger are all varieties of which fruit? Number 3, which 2 fruits gave Lilt, or Lilt flavour Fanta, its totally tropical taste? So question number 3, which 2 fruits give the Fanta flavour Lilt its totally tropical taste? Number 4, in which city was chop suey invented? Number 4, in which city was chop suey invented? Number 5, get ready for a hideous pronunciation from me. Lactucia sativa is the Latin name for which common vegetable? So number 5, Lactucia sativa, that's Lactuca and then Sativa, is the Latin name for which common vegetable? Lactucia sativa. Number 6, halloumi cheese originates on which Mediterranean island? Number 6, halloumi cheese originated on which Mediterranean island? One of my favourite places in the world. Number 7, traditionally made in Mexico, bolillo, that's Bolillo, is a type of what? So number 7, traditionally made in Mexico, bolillo, Bolillo, is a type of what? Number 8, what is the main ingredient of guacamole? So number 8, what is the main ingredient of guacamole? Number 9, what is the favourite food of the fictional characters, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Number 9, what's the favourite food of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And number 10, what is the name of the Cadbury chocolate bar that is shaped like a frog? Number 10, what is the name of the iconic Cadbury chocolate bar that is shaped like a frog? It used to be about 10p when I was a lad. They're now about £1.50, I think, the rate inflation's going. I don't think they're that expensive, but they're getting there. Okay, while you ponder your food and drink queries, let's go back to the first course, which was, of course, general knowledge. Number 1, who is the Prime Minister of Israel? That's Benjamin Netanyahu. Number 2, what is the name for the chain of hotels featured in John Wick that are safe havens for assassins, the Continental? Number 3, what are the large black birds that live in the Tower of London called ravens? 4, in The Wizard of Oz, which animal was seeking courage? The lion. Number 5, according to legend, which bird delivers newborn babies? Stork. Number 6, what is the medical name for the shin bone? The tibia. Number 7, in which European country would you find the Pindus Mountains? Greece, although they are partly in southern Albania too, so give yourself a point if you said that. The Pindus Mountains. I love Pindus crispy pancakes myself. Oh no, that's Findus, isn't it? And number 8, Doc Hudson, Mater and Fillmore are all characters in which Disney franchise? Cars. Number 9, which rock band's most recent album was titled But Here We Are? The Foo Fighters. And 10, according to legend, upon how many hills was Rome built? 7. That's the first round of answers done. Total up your scores and get ready for round 3. Diving straight into round 3, and this is a clued up round. 5 clues to the identity of a mystery celebrity whom you have to identify as quick as you can. Clue number 1 is worth 10 points. Clue 2 is for 8 points, and we play all the way through until clue number 5, which is worth 2 points. This round relies on your honesty. Don't kid yourself about when you identify the celebrity, because you are only cheating yourself. Let's go for it. Clue number 1 for 10 points. Born in Ontario, in Canada, I quit school at the age of 15 to help support my family after my father's redundancy forced us to live in a van. I dreamed of being a stand-up comic. Unfortunately, my early comedy club night bombed, and this gave me doubts about my capabilities as an entertainer. Who am I? Clue number 1 for 10 points. Born in Ontario, in Canada, I quit school at 15 to help support my family after we ended up living in a van. I dreamed of being a stand-up comic, but after my early comedy club nights bombed, I had doubts about my capabilities as an entertainer. Who am I? Have you got it yet? If so, award yourself 10 points. If not, here comes the 8-point clue. Clue 2 then for 8 points. Eventually, with the family's financial problems resolved, we moved into a new home. With more domestic stability, I returned to the stage with a more polished act. I was soon signed to star in my first film role, Rubberface. Who am I? Clue 2 for 8 points. Eventually, with the family's financial problems resolved, we moved into a new home. With more domestic stability, I returned to the stage with a polished act. I was soon signed to star in my first film role, Rubberface. Clue number 3 for 6 points. I worked my way up the comedy circuit and landed small roles in film and television productions. My first recurring role was in the US sketch show In Living Colour. Have you identified the celebrity yet? Clue number 3 for 6 points. I worked my way up the comedy circuit and landed small roles in film and television productions. My first recurring role was in the US sketch show In Living Colour. If you've just worked out who it is, award yourself 6 points. If not, don't worry, here comes the 4-point clue. I did not experience true stardom until I landed the lead role in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. The film was dismissed by most critics, however became an international hit and transformed me into a bankable box office star. Who am I? For 4 points, I didn't experience true stardom until I landed the lead role in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. The film was dismissed by most critics but became an international hit and transformed me into a bankable box office star. Who am I? Do you need a final clue? Here it is for 2. I was a huge name in the 90s, starring in The Truman Show, The Mask and Liar Liar. Recently, I've appeared as Dr. Robotnik's in the Sonic films. Who am I? Your final clue for 2. I was a huge name in the 90s, starring in The Truman Show, The Mask and Liar Liar. More recently, I've appeared as Dr. Robotnik's in the Sonic the Hedgehog films. Who am I? Okay, while you work out that celebrity, here's the answers to food and drink. Number 1, what type of fish is used in the making of Worcestershire sauce? That's anchovies. Number 2, Cavendish, Orinoco and Ladyfinger are all varieties of which fruit? Banana. Number 3, which 2 fruits gave Lilt its totally tropical taste? Pineapple and grapefruit. I love Lilt and I don't know how I feel about it being swallowed up by the Fanta Empire. At number 4, in which city was chop suey invented? That was San Francisco. Number 5, Lactucia sativa is the Latin name for which common vegetable? Lettuce. Number 6, halloumi cheese originated on which Mediterranean island? Cyprus. At number 7, traditionally made in Mexico, bolillo is a type of what? That's bread. Number 8, what is the main ingredient of guacamole? Avocados. Number 9, what is the favourite food of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Pizza. Pineapple on pizza? Yay or nay? I go yay. I love pineapple on pizza. I know that's a crime for some people. And number 10, what is the name of the Cadbury chocolate bar that is shaped like a frog? Freddo. Okay, back to Clued Up. Person we were looking for was born in Canada, wanted to be a stand-up comedian, starred in the US sketch show Living Colour, as well as the films Ace Ventura, Truman Show, The Mask, and the Sonic the Hedgehog films. Who were we looking for? Jim Carrey, of course. Award yourself the relevant point. And with the first 3 rounds all done and the answers all given, let's move on to the final fling. Final fling then, 15 questions of trivia. Number 1, in which country of the UK was the designer Laura Ashley born? Number 1, in which country of the UK was the designer Laura Ashley born? And I definitely mean country there, not county. Number 2, Sofia is the capital of which country? So number 2, Sofia is the capital of which country? Number 3, what is the only country to have played in every single Football World Cup? So number 3, what is the only country to have played in every single FIFA Men's World Cup? Number 4, entomophobia is the irrational fear of which type of creatures? Number 4, entomophobia, that's E-N-T-O-M-O, and then phobia, is the irrational fear of which type of creatures? Number 5, which actor succeeded Marlon Brando as the head of the Corleone family in the Godfather films? Number 5, which actor succeeded Marlon Brando as the head of the family in the Godfather films? Number 6, which animal is the symbol of the Rastafari religion? Number 6, which animal is the symbol of the Rastafari religion? Number 7, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day is observed in the USA during which month of the year? Number 7, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day is observed in the USA during which month of the year? Number 8, the movie Jerry Maguire is about which sport? Question 8, the film Jerry Maguire is about which sport? Number 9, what is the name of the three-eyed fish in The Simpsons? Number 9, what is the name of the three-eyed fish in The Simpsons? Number 10. Lopburi, Phichit and Ang Thong are provinces in which Asian country? Question number 10. Lopburi, Phichit and Ang Thong are provinces in which Asian country? Number 11. The wife of which English historical figure was said to have carried his head around in a velvet bag for nearly 30 years? Question number 11. The wife of which historical figure was said to have carried his head around in a velvet bag for nearly 30 years? You need a good stain remover for that, wouldn't you? Number 12. Who took on the role of Bane in 2012's film The Dark Knight Rises? It's number 12. Who took on the role of Bane in 2012's The Dark Knight Rises? Number 13. If you just won the Swaithling Cup, which sport would you have been playing? Number 13. If you'd just won the Swaithling Cup, which sport would you have been playing? Number 14. Which is the largest ocean, the Pacific or the Atlantic? Number 14. Which is the largest ocean, the Pacific or the Atlantic? And finally, number 15, what team owns the longest winning streak in NBA history? So number 15, which team has the longest winning streak in NBA history? I think this one dates back a few decades. All right, if you're still thinking about those questions, feel free to pause the podcast. If you're ready, here come the answers. The answers to this week's final fling then. Number 1. In which country of the UK was designer Laura Ashley born? Wales. Number 2. Sofia is the capital of which country? Bulgaria. Number 3. What is the only country to have played in every single men's FIFA World Cup? That's Brazil. Number 4. Entomophobia is the irrational fear of which type of creatures? Insects. Number 5. Which actor succeeded Marlon Brando as the head of the Corleone family in the Godfather films? Al Pacino. Number 6. Which animal is the symbol of the Rastafari religion? The lion. Number 7. Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day is observed in the US during which month of the year? December. Number 8. The movie Jerry Maguire is about which sport? American football. Number 9. What is the name of the three-eyed fish in The Simpsons? It's Blinky. Number 10. Lopburi, Phichit and Ang Thong are provinces in which Asian country? That's Thailand. Apologies for any incorrect pronunciations there. Number 11. The wife of which English historical figure was said to have carried his head around in a velvet bag for nearly 30 years? Walter Raleigh. Number 12. Who took on the role of Bane in The Dark Knight Rises? That was Tom Hardy. 13. If you had just won the Swaithling Cup, which sport would you have been playing? Table tennis. 14. Which is the largest ocean, the Pacific or the Atlantic? It's the Pacific. And 15. Which team owns the longest winning streak in NBA history? The Los Angeles Lakers. And there you have it. That's Takeaway Trivia done for another week. Hope you've enjoyed it and hope you enjoy those winnings if you are the champion amongst your friends and family. Or if you're playing solo, I hope that's a record-breaking score you've achieved. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe wherever you get this podcast from. And just a quick note, Google Podcasts is closing apparently. So if you listen to this podcast through Google Podcasts, I'm aware there are a few of you. Why not try searching out a new app or check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@takeawaytrivia. I will leave you with one final tat fact. Did you know that the top speed of a chicken at full gallop is 9 miles per hour? That's 14.5 kilometers per hour. Can we make chicken racing a thing? Is that going to happen? Probably not. Have a great week, gang. Have a safe week, and we'll quiz again soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed playing this week's Takeaway Trivia. Don't forget, we're now available wherever you get your podcasts, so please subscribe, rate and review to help this podcast grow. Also, if there's anything you'd like to be tested on, any subjects you'd like to hear in the quiz, please get in touch. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/takeawaytrivia or on Twitter at Bar Wars. Speak to you soon. The intro music is There It Is by Kevin MacLeod, available from incompetech.filmmusic.io, licensed by creativecommons.org.